You know, I really should have anticipated this question.
It, it,
Um,
it's almost like it was on a plate for me to ask.
yep. Let's see. Something like a Grimstroke or a Snapfire would be nice. They pick up the TB first. Um, I mean, they don't have last pick, so it makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah.
And it's quite likely that Kunkka is gonna be
10
the
seconds
carry
remaining.
for Hydra, or is it? Because this is Hydra
5
we're
seconds
talking
remaining.
about, and Dream likes playing the hard carries, and Kunkka is a carry, but he isn't that hard, at least as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think we've seen Ramsey's play in that
Radiant
the very
team
first
ban.
game in cast. It went to like a 70-minute game, and that was. But every game past that, we've seen the Kunkers every time it gets past about 40 minutes, it just seems to drop off. So, looking at this, the Underlord will come out, and where else do they want to go? Because is this going to be
10
the mid lane
seconds
Kunker then,
remaining.
up against the Queen of Pain?
I think so. That is a
5
pretty
seconds
decent matchup.
remaining. Dire team ban.
Mm,
Okay, they take out the Drow
yeah.
again. Yeah. Um. So again, going back to carries, they've taken away the Drow here, V, which is a good hero up against the TB. And we saw that the PL didn't work last time.
10
Is there
seconds
something different
remaining.
you'd think Hydra might go
Radiant
towards here
team
if that
ban.
is going to be the mid Kunker?
Mm, yeah, I don't think they're gonna do the PL again, because once again there is a lot of pressure on V Gaming already
Yeah.
with the Spirit Breaker Quap. Um, so which other options are there? It
10
always
seconds
feels so
remaining.
awkward to pick heroes against Terrorblade because,
5 seconds
well,
remaining.
he has so much physical armor, and when you pick a carry, it tends to deal a lot of physical damage. So you need to either pick so much physical damage that you have the burst to deal with him, or pick something else entirely. And in this case, I feel like PA would actually be quite a good option because you have the burst damage, and it's completely
Dire
unpredictable
team
as
ban.
well, which is very nice against Abaddon because he can't really save people.
Yeah.
And of course against Quop too, who relies a lot on like making calculated judgments and then blinking out right in time.
Yeah. And looking at V's
10
lineup,
seconds
apart from
remaining.
the obvious blue strat that they're going for here,
5
so what is
seconds
that?
remaining.
They've got left Storm Spirits. No, that's not going to be the position 4. Um,
Who
but
knows?
we never know. We never know. Um, but looking at this lineup here, it's a lot of, like you were saying, there's a lot of survive come through from the Abaddon as well as the Terrorblade. Um, the pressure that the Spirit Breaker puts on, if that is going to be the 3, once he starts to get himself around the map, it's going to be. I suppose that's why you go back for the Underlord, right? So you've got ways to catch again. You've got the Pit of Malice that can catch it. The damage that comes through from the Firestorm as well, a decent AoE damage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just looking at this lineup here, because you think it's going to be the position 4. I'm just trying to think of what's left for them to pick up. Grimstroke. I don't know.
Radiant team
So the
pick.
Battle of the
Just pick
Necrophos.
something with damage and preferably a stun. That's all V Gaming needs, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Could even go back for the line if they want to. Let's see.
What's
I
it?
still think Snapfire is a
10
decent
seconds
option as
remaining.
well. It opens up the Roche too.
Yeah.
Or they could just pick
5
an offlaner
seconds
and just
remaining.
disregard everything I said.
It has been known to happen, as we don't have a direct voice to the players. But V, the last 10 seconds, let's see what it's want to be. Would you like something
Dire
like a
team
Vengeful Spirit? Okay, no, it's going to be the Grimstroke.
Man, I call it. I am quite happy about that because Grimstroke isn't really that popular anymore.
And he's kind of bluish, right? Is that blue, green?
Yeah,
10
sure.
seconds remaining.
Bluish, yeah.
I mean, Terrorblade has a red gem on his
5
crotch as
seconds
well,
remaining.
so Grimstroke is allowed to have some red details too and some brown. He's still blue.
Yeah, he's still blue-ish. Yeah, that's fine. He fits in. Hydra.
Monkey King.
Choose your hero.
Do I actually go back for the Monkey? So it's going to be the Dream Monkey King.
Okay. So this time HYDRA is gonna be a bit more aggressive to try and match V Gaming.
But looking at this, I mean, how well... Because you don't really have... I suppose you have the Pit of Malice and the Fiend's Grip. Is that enough for the lockdown, for the boat, for the Wukong's command, for what Hydra want to be putting out in terms of team fight spells? Is that enough control here for them up against V?
Think so, and I would expect Blizzy to get a Rod of Atos as well, which is insanely good against Quop. So it just means that you can root her for like 6 seconds or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's fine. I still prefer V Gaming's draft just because of the ease of execution.
Yeah.
With HYDRA, they have a better shot than last game.
Okay, well, last game it didn't go so well for them. Let's see how much of a better shot they have in the second game here. Getting into it, Hydra versus V. I'm looking at the lineups. I'm just looking at this Terrorblade and how well it played in that last game. Queen of Pain, one of the better mids for me at the minute there as well, once you get past the Spirit Brothers. So I'm still leaning towards V myself. I just think... Yeah, the timing's quite nice for them as well once the Queen of Pain starts to rotate and look for the ganks. Obviously Lay's on the Spirit Breaker here. This is just one of the heroes of the patch at the minute. So that is a lot of control and a lot of pressure they can put on in the early game. Once he gets to level 6, it increases even more.
Friend! Hello, friend!
So, getting into this game, I'm fairly behind V. And maybe that's just the early caster's curse talking, and Hydra are absolutely going to stomp this game. And in that case, I'll put my hand up and say, you know, my fault.
It's fine, it happens. It's part of the trade.
Alright.
Let's see if Muka can make some wonderful arrows happen as well. Because Arrow last game, I mean, he was an insane Marana.
Yeah, there was some, even the first bloods coming out, you know, there was some amazing plays just to get those kills on the board. And it looks like Hydra, they're not going to play as aggressive coming into this. Unless you want to go for a wraparound, maybe a quick rotate. And he smokes.
Form up! We're going back in.
No, nothing. Okay, so it is just going to be looking for the 2-for-2 trade on the runes. You know, both teams just playing it safe for now, and we're not going to see, like we saw in that last game, that early arrow aggression coming through from the Marana with the Nightmare setup. Which, after doing it, V might have expected this in the second game, so yeah, they just play it safe. The trades come through. Antar's going to start to move himself towards the bottom lane here to protect K2K. And the off lane with the Lays, with the Grimstroke here on Arrow. And should be fine. How does this play up against the Monkey King? Because you've got 2 range supports. Lays wants to come forward as well with the charges, with the bashes. Has he skilled anything up at level 1 just yet? Nothing just yet. But yeah, how does the Monkey King play up in this lane, you know? Because he's got to watch out for the Stroke of Fates as well as the bashes. Is there any particular way that you think the Monkey King should try and play this lane?
Needs to be a little bit defensive. Level 1 he can do whatever he wants for the most part. Because there is no charge into Inkspell yet. He's gonna have to be careful at like level 3, because level 2 Inkspell with a lot of bashes and a Stroke of Fate as well is really scary to play against.
Yeah. So it's going to be up to, I suppose, Zayats to control the pulls, control the lane, you know, make sure that the creepy equilibrium is always pushing towards this dire tier 1 tower, so that the Monkey King doesn't get put in too much danger, I guess. Meanwhile,
yeah, a lot of weight on the shoulders of Zayats. See if he can secure this spooky lane for his carry.
yeah, it's... I mean, he's going to try and get the pulls through, get those pulls off, so he's going to be leaving the Monkey King for a couple of seconds. Monkey King, skill build-wise, actually going to go for the first point into the Boundless Strike, level 2. So you want to go for Tree Dance, you know, being able to Primal Spring away.
Kriya? Almost died to creep. Stream! Get your head in the game!
Well, Lays...
I mean, losing your career, it happens. But losing it to creeps? Next to your hero? Come on.
Bash just come through the charge as well as that stroke of fate. The damage onto the Monkey King. Monkey's just got to get himself back again. Holding that point, it seems like, but it's just going to be that early salve coming through from Zayats. So it's the support, keeping the carry healthy.
A lot of restraint from Arrow, not using the ink spell there, knowing that Zayats would go for the sleep.
Yeah, Nightmare does come through. Primal Spring now onto Arrow. This actually could be the first blood, trying to turn this one around. The Inkswell from Laze. Laze, does he have the damage with the bash? That Balance Strike is actually going to miss now. So Laze just trying to get himself in there to do what he can. Disrupting is going to be the charge in 1 second, but the Mischief, do they have the damage? It's going to be the double stun there with that charge. And Dream getting pretty down low. Arrow's going to get even lower. It looks like, do they turn this one around? Arrow's not got a lot of mana. No mangoes here to get extra mana up. And Laze just wants to carry on going, looking for that 17% bash.
That was so scary, but Dream missing his boundless strike there.
It's, yeah.
Unfortunate for him.
I think that would have been first blood if it did connect. Meanwhile, moving around to the other lanes just to see what's happening. Mid lane, Asgold up against Hayes. Or maybe not. No, top lane. Are they not going in? Yeah, no, they're not going in. Hayes, he's got himself the bottle at level 4 as well. 2 points into the Shadow Strike. How does this lane play out? Because Kunkka, does he want to be going for the armlet, even if he's a mid laner, not the R4 safe? Does he still want to go for the armlet in this lane?
Yep. It's just too good of an item not to buy.
Yeah. And what's Hayes' kill potential then once that armlet does come out? Because that makes Asgold, you know, he can survive a lot of punishment once that comes out. How does Hayes, or is it you just ignore the Kunkka and look to the other lanes for ganks?
I think so, yeah. But even the Kunkka is definitely killable because V Gaming has a lot of damage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how it plays as Asgold just getting himself off to that side camp. Looking for the, I don't think it was a stack, it was just the one set of creeps. So there might be the dive. The Balance Strike will connect this time with the Primal Spring onto Arrow. Inkswell comes out. Arrow, that's going to be the first blood. The Laze, can he follow up with that charge to the Mischief? Dream, going to be able to dodge that one off.
I've killed lots of people. Well, you get the idea.
And yeah, Dream just moving himself back. In terms of lasters, he's only on 16 last 17 now to the 24 of TA2K. TA2K is having a great time at 5 minutes in. It's not a massive gap in terms of now with the fact Monkey King there with that first blood will jump ahead. But TA2K, I think going to try dive onto Blizzy. Antaha could try and go level 3. So he's actually going to go for the 1 point into the Mistcoil. Not got a point in the Curse of Avernus just yet, but he is holding a point just in case. TP comes out and Blizzy is away. Only as far back as his tier 1 though.
It's kind of to be expected that Naive has a few more CS than Dream.
Yeah.
Because, well, you're playing against an Underlord. That means free farm.
So, what's the... And not in an insulting way, what's the point of this Underlord in the draft? You know, is it just for the extra lockdown, the protection, and to help with the utility for the Wukong Summon and stuff like that? Is there a specific reason that Blizzy was put on the Underlord here in this offlane?
It is very good in the mid game, and I feel like it is very hard to stop the TB from farming anyway.
Yeah.
Especially when he has a defensive support like Abaddon at his side. So you might as well pick a hero that scales very well later on in the game then. And of course you have the damage reduction aura as well, which later in the game is really good against TB because a lot of TB's damage is base damage.
Well, we'll see how this one plays out. Meanwhile, Mooka's going to be chased into the mid lane by Hanta. Hanta doesn't want to go too much further, but it looks like it was just some rune protection. Arrow's just going to go with the Inks. We're back into this. 3 seconds on that. X marks the spot, comes out. The stun's going to be there onto the Kunkka with a stroke of fate, but the X marks the spot, so there's not going to be a torrent. One more right click though. Asgold will be able to pick up the kill. And now that we know that Laze is on his own, Dream's just going to step forward with the points into the Jingu Mastery as well, just to force back the Space Cow.
And at this point the lane is lost for V, and it's really hard for Laze to be relevant here.
Yeah.
Because even if they do go for the charge and the ink spell, Dream can just stand and fight, proc his passive, and then turn it around. So I would expect Arrow to go elsewhere at some point.
Yeah, he's moving himself away. He's going to be under vision of this observer ward. Did he have sentry comes out? So yeah, Arrow's going to be able to get the D ward. A nice little bit of gold there for him. Going to try and go for the double pull. Is it there in time? I think he's just got it. Yeah, he's got that one off. That's a really nice double pull there. So Hayes taking some damage from the Tidebringer. That's going to be coming out, what's that? It is level 4 now, so it's every 4 seconds. That's a lot of punishment you have to endure.
Rip Antoja.
Poor Antaha.
At least he's not the only one dying this game.
I was just about to say that he, at least, you know, the spreading the kills about, or the deaths about a little bit better now. They would have been happier with no deaths, but Antaha, he's not going to be the sole focus of the kills. As Muka just securing Blizzy's farm here on this side pull. As the Chip Fest does come out on top of the Vanguard, that's going to be a lot of protection here from Blizzy. I know he doesn't really have, I say that after Antaha dies, but the kill potential onto TA2K, but Blizzy now, he doesn't really die himself right here with the Vanguard, with the Chip
Yeah,
Fest.
he's unkillable. He can just sit behind the tier 1 and pressure the tower like that if he wants to.
Oh, top part of the river, they're going to be able to go. Arrow gets taken down by the boat once again. Hayes, the Inkswell though, do they have the follow of the charge? He's going to be coming through. X marks the spot, Zayas, the charge will still connect, so it's going to go onto the Kunkka. Asgol, can he get himself away from this? Miss Coil, does he want to try and throw this one out? The Curse of Avernus will proc him one more right click. Sonic Wave gets used. Muka gets low, trying to leap himself away. The Nether Strike though connects in mid-air, and Muka, well, he was flying for a little bit, but sent to the grave. Really nice rotation though from the side of V to pick up 3 kills. And only really losing the, what was that, the Grimstroke again? Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower
Really
is
nice
under
pickup.
attack.
Curious to see if Hayes is gonna go for Orchid or the Sanjin Kaya this game. I think I would favor the latter,
Yeah.
because there's not really that many good Orchid targets in this game. Bane is decent,
Radiant's
but
bottom tower
you
is
don't
under
buy
attack.
an item to counter a position
Radiant
5
structures
support
are fortified.
generally.
And Hayes just gets another stack with a bottle bounty. It is going to be the Sanjin Kara, it looks like. He's got the damage if they want to try and make a move, I guess, but is the Nether Strike there? Not for 35 seconds. I was going to say, if they wanted to try and lock down Dream, you know, he has the damage, but at the minute, Laze doesn't have the lockdown to keep the Monkey King from being able to get away, I don't think. At least I don't think. As Antaha.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk. They
Yeah.
would be able to kill Dream, but it would be very slow, with like multiple screams needed, so
Okay.
it's not worth it. Meanwhile, Blizzy does get the tower on bottom. As we spoke about, he is unkillable right now, and V Gaming recognizes this and just gives him the tower.
And what's the
And
stuff?
Atos is next, as expected.
Okay, so that's a little bit more on the survivability with the crowns. The Rod of Atos itself, you like you said, the lockdown. So being able to lock down the Queen of Pain for, what is it, like 7 or 8 seconds before the BKB?
You have the 1.8 seconds, then you have the Atos, and then another 1.8. So it's just 5.6, but still decent.
And being able to use it, if you can get that off onto, well, obviously you can't get the Atos off onto multiple heroes, but being able to get the
Gleipnir, PogChamp.
yeah, specifically though the Atos you can't get onto multiple heroes, but it's still going to be a really nice utility there for the Wukong's command, like we said in the draft. Do you think he does go for the Gleipnir?
Nah. It's awful.
So this is it's about as predictable as the Sand King Basher.
Yep. I mean, I would love to see it, don't get me wrong, but we're not gonna see it. There is a lot of things that I love to see that we rarely see.
Well,
Like every time inside a draft, when I wanna say, oh, this looks like a good Husker game, I stop myself, because people don't want to see me happy.
that's specifically it. The X marks the spot, boat combo back onto it with the Pit of Malice. Queen of Pain will be locked down. The Torrent still gets the blink on the end of it. Maybe just channeling that Torrent a little bit too early to stop the second Pit of Malice proc. But yeah, no, that's why specifically people draft the way they do, just to make sure that you're not happy. I've talked to them about it in interviews. That's exactly what they say.
Quap is so tanky at this stage.
Dire's top
With
tower
strength
is
threats and a plus 11 strength talent. And now getting a Sanj as well. Good luck killing her.
Yeah, just gonna be. I mean, it's 1500 health already, and you have that +2 armor as well on the arcane ring that just adds to a little bit of tankiness as well. So yeah, this Quap is for an intelligence hero pretty strong.
That talent is ridiculous.
The 11
Like
strength.
it's one of the reasons why Quap is so popular right now. Because back in the day, when she blinked in, you could easily kill her in the 6 seconds that blink would be on cooldown. But now she has like 4000 HP, and you're like, well, never mind then.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite 4k HP, but it's getting up there.
It's practically 4k. 4k effective HP, right?
Yeah,
With the raindrops and the bottle and the wand.
so are they going to look for? I mean, we can see HYDRA, the dragon in Zayat's on the Bane, but V, like you say, do they want to make a play with this Queen of Pain at some point, or is this just? Are they happy slowing this game right down?
Yeah, for sure. Because they know if this goes super late, Terrorblade is gonna eat Monkey King alive. And Quap skills a little bit better than Kunkka as well. So they're like, this is fine.
Speaking about Quap, there's going to be the blinking with the Inkswell now as well. Connects onto Dream as the charge. It's a tree form, but it's still going to be able to connect. Sonic Wave. Going to have the vision onto the Monkey King. Monkey King is going to be killed off. And the Moonlight Shadow not going to be able to keep him alive. I think it was just under the Sentry. Just enough range there to get the kill onto the Monkey King. And are they done? I think they just shift focus right onto this tier 1 tower.
is under attack.
Because Muka's just going to TP away into the mid lane. Yeah, so they are just going to be able to go into this tier 1.
Lizzie does have his Atos now.
Is under attack.
So that is a point of concern for especially the Quap.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked about how tanky, but was close to death in that last rotation there from the Kunkka as well as, well, Blizzy being on the lane.
Top tower is falling.
Even with the sun, she's probably not gonna survive like that again.
So, well, I don't think he's
Tower is under attack.
looking to get, well, with the Sonic Wave being down, right, they just play this safe.
Radiant's
And
middle
just let
tower
this
has
tier 1
fallen.
tower go, yeah. Because ultimates have been used, so they don't want to be grouping up too much and then maybe fall into a ghost ship.
Wanna know a fun trivia fact?
Go for it.
Blizzy has more CS than TA2K on this Underdog.
He does. 126 to 125. How's it looking net worth-wise, though? He's just a little bit behind.
It's not classic trivia, but I thought it would be fun to mention because you don't usually see heroes out-farming Terrorblade, especially offlaners.
Dire's top
And-
tower is under attack.
Oh, they might actually come across
Lizzie
Arrow.
just built different.
There's going to be the Phantom coming through with a Soulbind. Any follow-up onto this? Because the Torrent does connect the Starstorm now as well. And Arrow, I guess, just using as much of his kit as possible just to waste time. Even using the Soulbind there, that's going to be on cooldown for the next 100 seconds or so. And a bit of an odd one when your team isn't anywhere nearby to help you out.
Yeah, maybe he thought he could escape there because I reckon he didn't immediately see everyone, but
Yeah.
it is a bit questionable.
Well,
Let's see. Dream has himself an Echo Saber, so he's gonna be building into quite an aggressive build. Of course, Echo Saber became a better item once you were able to split it.
yeah.
Like, that single-handedly made Echo Saber a viable choice.
Oh, Zayats.
Ace.
Fiend's Group comes out. Arrow will connect now as well. Hayes going to be able to get himself away from this. He's got protection from the shield, but it's not going to be enough for him to continue in this fight. The charge on the back lines. They're going to try and go to across the mountain. Hayes actually gets locked down with a balance strike. Hayes needs to get himself away. That Photic shield won't last. The second charge won't last forever. X marks the spot onto Lays. Lays, he's already used the Nether Strike now as well. So it looks like with this Pit of Mars, there should be enough damage. So even if they don't get the Queen of Pain, they do still get some bonus kills there with the Abaddon as well as the Spirit Breaker.
Considering there was no meta, that was a pretty decent fight for V. HYDRA still came out on top, but only by like 200 gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's the main difference is you lost to position 3, whereas HYDRA just lost both supports.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's still not a bad trade either way, because you do keep Hayes out, you keep him alive, you know, you keep most of your team alive anyway.
And they have all of their ultis now, save for the Nether Strike.
Yeah. Nether Strike, it's only about 30 seconds away as well if you want to try and make a move. Do you think Antaha goes for the borrow time Ag Scepter on the support? Or is that more the arrow flies through, Queen of Pain? Are they going to lock him down here? There's going to be another Aphotic Shield to get Hayes away.
I think there are very few position 5 heroes where you would prioritize the shite. And Abaddon is no exception. It's a gimmicky effect, but it's never gonna be better than 1400 gold worth of items.
No, does he go for the Scepter though?
Also no,
No?
because he's a position 5.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Weaver's a position 5s and they go for Scepters.
True.
But
But I would say that Weaver is rarely ever a true position 5. It's more like a 4.5, because he is very good at like solo pressuring lanes.
yeah.
And that kind of style is not really traditional 5.
Top tower is under
Like he doesn't sit behind someone from the start, because he has such nice mobility and ways of clearing waves efficiently and being aggressive that playing him like a true 5 would be a waste of his potential.
Yeah. Blade actually cancels it just short of tower vision.
Radiant's
Charging
bottom
onto
tower
Muka though.
is under attack. Radiant structures
Arrow comes out, just going to be scouting out to Roche, but Roche hasn't been started.
Arcane.
Growth bow on the floor, completely ignored. I'm getting flashbacks. Someone pick this up, please. My anxiety.
Radiant's bottom tower
I'm sure somebody will. As Ashgold comes in, going to be able to get the turn off, but it's just going to be onto illusions. The bottom lane though, they might try and defend. It's going to be 3-man rotation coming in. Hayes. The charge is going to connect now as well. Blizzy. He's going to be the one that gets gone on now as well. Hayes, do you want to carry on going? The Nether Strike does get teased. It will be used now onto Blizzy with that Soulbind as well. The Sonic Wave doing a lot of damage. You get the kill onto the Underlord. If they want to carry on chasing the Soulbind, will go with Dream. He's going to be spotted out now as well. Dream does have the damage to take down Hayes. Hayes just has to move himself out of this Wukong's command now with the Mistcall healing himself up. Hayes should be able to... No, won't be able to survive through that. As the chase comes through, they've got another charge onto Ashgold now. Where's that right-click damage going to come from? TA2K, a bash maybe. Ashgold, the BKB will be wearing off sometime soon. One more right-click and Lays should be able to connect. TA2K gets it with the reflection. And they're even going to be able to go to Muka here. Muka doesn't have that lead for 12 seconds now as well. And Antaha is just going to close the gap. Going to try and go with that Curse of Avernus. Not even going to be needed. Lays gets the kill. So yeah, the full curse.
Oh.
Arrow.
Right.
Fair enough.
Okay, very nice fight for V Gaming, only really losing the Quap. And I guess Arrow as well, because he was just tired of living in general.
It's a quicker way back to base, and you get a free TP out of it. That's value to me. That is value.
You know what is also free? The
What?
growth bow that is still on the floor in the entire jungle.
It's not even if it's like it's not like it's out of the way. Like the Paladin sword was in the steps that people weren't going to check. This is out in the middle of the jungle. Yeah, anybody that walks past this is just going to be able to pick this one up.
Oh, there is another item still on the floor, but this is an arcane ring. It doesn't really matter as much.
No, and I've seen this happen. I guess this is just a muscle now. The charge coming through onto Muka. Is there going to be the blink in from the Queen of Pain? Queen of Pain might not even need it. We'll be able to kill secure though, with Lays doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But yeah, I think a lot of players, muscle memory, like you were talking about, has just been thrown off. Just dropping the items instead of sending them back to base.
Yep. That was a truly, truly terrible change.
And Dream is in a little bit of trouble now as well. Hayes going to be able to use that illusion rune and Dream. Well, is he going to be able to get off this Jingu Mastery? He's not. He absolutely is not. The charge comes through. Spirit Breaker gets the kill there. And Dream, it's not a dream for him. 12 to 8. Maybe the last game starting to repeat on them.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
Pit of Mars comes out, so they're looking to try and get themselves away. Antaha tries to get himself in, but there's going to be the dark taxi away. Science, though. Okay. He gets himself out safe too.
And Hydra did get the tier 2 now, so they can start taking shrines or outposts.
Yeah. They don't really keep them for too long though. Because V at the minute do have a really nice fight lineup when these ultimates are up, and all the ultimates pretty much are up at the minute too. So, what does what does Hydra need to do here to take back control of this game? I say take back control; it's not completely lost to them, but do they just need to look for a good couple of pickoffs? You know, maybe try and bait some ultimates out, or are they just going to play defensively until they get another couple of items in?
I think so. You don't want to take any big risks here. Just in general, waiting for BKB timings and like skill ups for your ulti tends to be a good idea. Ooh. Nice way to break the smoke.
Well, Lays, the arrow doesn't connect.
Almost still got arrowed. I think he would have lived regardless. He was quite far away.
Yeah. That's always something that happens to me. I see the arrow coming towards me. I run to the left, I think, right, I'm safe, and then I just always walk back into it. Like, but that's why he's the pro player, and I'm just talking about the video games. As the X marks the spot comes out onto Antaha. Antaha going to be dragged back into the torrent though. Borrowed time does come out, so Antaha should be fine. Arrow's going to be off the mark. Yeah, doesn't connect onto anything. Nightmare there. Abaddon, do they have the damage to block him down? Another torrent's going to be used. So it took a little bit longer, but they did get the kill onto the Abaddon eventually.
Rip and Toha dying for the cause as always.
Doing some key scouting now though for the side of V, because now they're going to know they're around Roche. They're going to try and go in and contest this on the side of V, because he's not dead for too long as well. What's at 13 seconds? The tier 1 tower is still here in the off lane as well. And yeah, it looks like Hydra are just going to be forced to give this one up. The charge onto Ronaldo as well. The blink hit from Hayes. Hayes, is he going to be able to do the damage? Actually went back to the Orchid after the Sanjin, the Kyron Yasha. Kyron. I'll get the combo right. Give me one more chance. The Kyron Sanj coming through here as Asgold, Soulbind, nothing to grab onto just yet. Will eventually connect onto Blizzy, but the Phoenix is going to be used. So no follow-up charge. Hayes, Sayat's going to be silenced off and killed off.
Meanwhile, TA2K in the pit, just hitting Roche. And Bode is now down for another 50 seconds. Underlord can walk in with some Firestorm harassment, but I think the fight is done for Hydra. Roche is gonna be going to V Gaming.
Yeah, it's like you said, there was no real way for them to walk in and contest with how low it was. And again, V 14-9. It's not a massive lead. It's not like we were seeing last game. We were, 30 kills to 7 at the end of the game so far. But V really nicely controlled this game. And
it just feels like V Gaming has Hydra's number.
Yeah, maybe learning lessons going from that full best of 3 series 2 days ago on the 15th against Hydra. And, well, Hydra are going to smoke up. Zayat's... He's not got the Fiend's Grip up for the next 48 seconds as well. So it's a little bit of team fight missing there from the side of Hydra. What's Santa going to be bringing out to him? It's going to be the Aetherlands. It's Courier though. The smoke does break Blizzy. I think they try and go because that was right underneath the Moonlight Shadow does come through. That's going to be the death of the Courier now as well. They tried to go onto TA2K. TA2K, can they do the damage? It's going to be the BKB here for the Monkey King. Monkey King though, that's going to be wearing off. It's already halfway through. In fact, once that comes out, he's going to be able to get off the Sunder here. TA2K does the channel. It's not going to be after the Aegis does get popped, but that's going to be the second chance. With the Pit of Mars coming out, do they want to carry on going here onto the Terrorblade? Nightmare as well onto the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker doesn't have that Nether Strike. He'd already used it in the fight. The silence onto Zayat. Zayat will be killed off. And it looks like they do want to carry on chasing onto Blizzy with that charge now. Dream on the back lines. The Firestorm as well. The Pit of Mars might be used. Or it's going to be enough lockdown to take down the Terrorblade as well. So they're going to take a really nice fight here. And Tide's going to be able to get himself away from this. Hayes was already out.
That was a huge boundless strike from Dream. Basically won them the fight there.
Yeah, and 4 heroes dead in Aegis as well, so that's technically a 5-man wipe for HYDRA, and only losing the Bane. Just shifting these fights on the head.
Dream showing why he's one of the best carries in CIS right now. And I feel like Naive just realized that he may need a BKB after all.
I mean, he does already have the Skadi, he has the Manta style up, so this is good progression. I assume it was a choice between the Satanic or the BKB. And he's going to go for the BKB now. A Hurricane Pike to follow up after that. But yeah, Monkey King, you don't usually see the early BKBs for the Monkey Kings, but Dream, like you say, he's very aware of what's coming out from the side of V. And in these fights, because he needs to be staying in a certain range with the Wukong Summon as well, so he needs to make sure he doesn't get sundered. And playing this really well at the minute, 5-3 and 3. A way better time than he had last game.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think that going late against this V gaming lineup means that they immediately lose, because Underlord does skill really well in this game.
They're going to be able to get the Nightmare onto Hazy. Arrow follows up, so that was going to be the Photic Shield, but it just immediately gets popped. Starstorm comes through with that Fiend's Grip, the bow. A lot of stuff being committed, but they do get the kill onto the Queen of Pain. They might even be able to go borrowed time now. Antar. He's going to be Yuled up, just trying to waste a bit of time on this borrowed time now. Is he going to be able to get himself away with Photic Shield once again? The arrow will be off the mark. So Antar, the right click's coming out from Ashgold. Yeah, the Starstorm connects and Muka picks up that kill. And
It's falling apart, Rob.
It's
falling apart.
We say some nice things and then immediately V just switch off. We're giving these players too much praise. So yeah, it's HYDRA now trying to put pressure on to just bring back. I mean, Tier2K on this top lane with the Manta style. Does he TP himself back and just use the illusions to push out? Or is he's just waiting? The tier 3 tower in the mid lane goes down. This Rax is going to go down as well. And
yeah, he can't stop this.
I suppose, yeah, with you don't want to be buying back when you're so close to respawning on the side of V. So he's just looking to put whatever pressure he can out on this top lane.
And TA2K wants to finish his BKB before he takes a fight. If he dies now, before finishing his BKB, he's not gonna have buyback, and he's just gonna be generally very sad. And we don't want to see TA2K be sad.
No, that would be
That would be awful.
that would be
That's not why
heartbreaking.
we watch Dota.
We want people to succeed. Only 50% of the people we watch can succeed, but we want as many people to succeed as possible. So, and Bane gonna go back for the Ag Scepter. Just being able to get the cooldown reduction is quite nice. You know, the 2 uncontrollable illusions as well, which means that the Bane can do other things while that Fiend's Grip is going. It's going to be a long ways away because he is nearly bottom of the net worth. You know, he's playing that position 5. So it's not going to be anywhere close. He can buy a piece if he wants to. Maybe get himself the point booster.
Yeah, just for a bit of tankiness.
Yeah.
It's a good option.
4-man smoke coming out. Blizzy's just... It's not really bait, but he is still showing, you know, so... V... Nobody is here showing. Did TA2K get that BKB? The charges are going to connect now onto Dream. Are they going to be able to go further with another strike now as well with that Metamorphosis Dream? Do they have the damage to take him down? So he's going to be able to get his BKB off with TA2K with the illusion. She's going to try and sit and right click him. Dream trying to use the Mischief to dodge off. Inkspell won't actually connect onto anyone. There's going to be another charge through, right through onto 4 heroes. Sonic Wave now as well. They're going to try and get out Blizzy. Do they have it with that Wukong Summon? Do they have... They have the exit. But that was a lot of ultimates used. In fact, that was pretty much every ultimate apart from the Fiend's Grip used on the side of HYDRA. Just so they could run away. Or tactically retreat. Let's not call it a runaway, you know. It wasn't like they'd lost a couple of heroes and they needed to retreat and run away. That was very much if we get out now, we waste the Metamorphosis. You know, the Sonic Wave's gone, the Nether Strike's gone. So it was a very nice tactical retreat there from HYDRA.
Yep.
But it did
that
cost
was
them a few
insanely
ultimates.
good for HYDRA. Wasting the meta and the Sonic Wave and the 9-second BKB for TB. That is ideal. And your Kunkka already has a 6-second BKB. Same for the Monkey King, so it's just great.
Yeah. And Monkey King gonna go back for the butterfly. Does the Terrorblade really ever want to buy out an MKB?
He definitely doesn't. Like, he wants a damage item, but he wants Deadless, not MKB.
Yeah.
Yes, he's going for a Silver Edge, but I don't really agree with that. He just needs more damage so he can actually kill Monkey King while Dream is disabled.
Yeah. Okay. Borrowed time comes through from the Abaddon. Arrow's going to be off the map, but Fiend's Grip is there. I think we'll be able to do anything about this on the side of V. After that just goes down. The Queen of Pain wasn't even close. So, Quap, he's here. He's going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower with a catapult. You know, gets himself and the rest of his team a bit of bonus gold. Building through, Queen of Pain has that BKB, has the Orchid. Do you think the Quap wants to build into the Bloodthorn then? Just to help out if that butterfly does come through for the Monkey King? Or is that just a very late game item?
I think Bloodthorn is a solid option. I'm a bit confused about the Orchid actually. Because I think something like a Shivas or an earlier AC would have been more likely.
Yeah.
I guess he just wants the extra disable, especially now that the BKBs are getting shorter.
Okay, well, the tier 2 tower on the top lane does go down here for V. HYDRA being able to pick that one up. Roche, only 35 seconds away. All the ultimates are back up. Metamorphosis is back up. So, how long is the Fiends with 45 seconds? And you can see 3 heroes on the side of V. They are down in this bottom lane. You know, they're looking to put pressure on. Maybe they were looking to scout around and try and find a quick pick. But this just means that HYDRA are going to be able to set up around the Radiant side of the map. You know, set up around, because it was a decent time on the Roshan clock. So the next 9 seconds that it's going to take for Roshan to come back up. This is give a lot of time for HYDRA just to say, we're going to plant our flag here, we're going to sit around this part of the map, and once Roche is back up, we can just move straight into it without being contested. Because they have their own outpost. They know no one's going to be able to TP to this on the side of V, so they know no one's going to be able to backstab them unless they go all the way around. And
right. And this is such a good position for HYDRA to be in. Just sitting in this triangle, they're going to be able to farm up on Dream still. Because, well, it's the triangle and that's what it's known for. Ooh, and Blizzy breaks the smoke.
Yeah, Haze is actually going to dive towards the Roche pit with that blink, but Blizzy was up on the high ground, even the charge gets cancelled. Double damage rune. Oh, this could actually be a tide turner.
Yeah, that is one way to get damage on your TV.
So
hitting for 500 before even having to pop meta. Is he gonna go into Roche? No, right?
I think they're looking for the big wraparound. It's going to come through. Smoke breaks onto Antar. Where's that charge coming through? The silence onto the Bane, the Sonic Wave now as well. So they should be able to get the kill. Yeah, they are going to be able to get it with that Orchid damage. Now Dreamy actually gets forced out of the Wukong's command. Are they going to be able to do anything? Well, it's not Nether Strike. It's already been used. So Dream, they leave him behind. And Dream gets locked down. He's going to be killed off.
And he doesn't have buyback.
No.
This is Roche for V Gaming.
Look at this. Laze goes in with a long-range charge. He is going to be Fiend's Grip, so he might pay with his life, but TA2K is going to be coming up. The Metamorphosis is still there, so they're going to be able to take down the Space Cow. But TA2K, do they want to carry on going? Yulceptor comes out here from Muka. TA2K holds that BKB still. If he... Oh.
I'm not really sure about that charge, because now all of the remaining meta duration is wasted, and they can't actually go Roche. Because if you go Roche now, you're just gonna get spammed to hell by Mirana, Underlord, and Kunkka.
Yeah.
Just because you lost the SB. That is such a big mistake from Lace.
And looking at Underlord, I mean, he's got himself the Sheepa's Guard now as well, the BKB Vanguard. He's pretty tanky anyway. He's going to go towards a Ghost Scepter. How do you really deal with him? Is he just the last target you have to deal with in these fights, or?
Yeah, we saw it last fight. That was a DD Terrorblade hitting for like 700, 800 damage.
Oh, they
I
are
just
about to get
decided to not focus on the Lloyd
blink
and
in.
just ignore him.
Underlords, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, but the BKB will be coming out for him now as well. So Blizzy, yeah, he's just going to be able to walk himself away on 700 health. Do they have it? Inkswell's going to be onto an illusion. It's going to be body blocked by the other illusion, so it's not going to connect onto Blizzy. And Blizzy should be able to walk himself out of here.
Yeah, Blizzy doesn't care. You need more than that to take him down.
Yeah.
He's just vibing. Now Hydra move into the pit.
The Stroke of Fates are starting to come through though, so Arrow just wants to see where, I mean the Fuse grip's up in 2 seconds as well, so there's a lot of control either side. TB just send those illusions in to counter it out to see how low it is. Maybe get an vision, or maybe giving Lays some vision to charge through. Back lines though. Moonlight Shadow does come through. Wukong's Man is going to be popped just as a defensive one to try and secure this Roche. Was the blink in? It's going to be a big charge through, but the Yosef comes out, so it's not going to connect, and it's actually going to be the snatch here. Lays is going to be able to get himself into the pit, but Hayes picks it up with that Sonic Wave. That's going to be the Aegis popped. So Hayes with the snatch, with the Roshan kill snatch now as well. THK turns himself around. He does still hold that Sunder. Blizzy's going to get really darn low now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Kunkka as well as Blizzy. The Monkey King as well. He's going to try and throw out that Wukong Command, sorry, the Boundless Strike. But TA2K with the rest of his team just stands around. The charge from Lace, who's going to be able to help push out this mid lane. And that was a really nice contest there from V.
I really love how Lace used his charge on the bottom lane to try and get a stun on everyone. And everyone was so preoccupied with stopping him that Hayes got like the perfect ulti. Even pushing away Dream and making sure that he could steal the Aegis. Just some really sick plays all around there. Now 2 bounty runes for V Gaming.
Just to rub it in. But yeah, you can see that Hydra still don't save for buyback at the minute. I'm surprised that V aren't putting the pressure onto the tier 2 tower in the mid, maybe looking to even up this lane of racks. Monkey King is courier in the trees. But it's still going to be some space here for TA2K to find extra farm. Maybe go back because he's picked up the Silver Edge. He actually is going to queue up the Daedalus, which will be extra damage. Will be just a nice secondary item to have alongside the Silver Edge, or a primary item to have alongside the secondary Silver Edge. Did Monkey King? He is most of the way towards the butterfly. How's Hayes did die? So Hayes though, it's actually going to be finishing off the AC, so it's not going to be that Bloodstone straight away.
Okay, and TA2K actually went for a Satanic and now queued up the Hurricane Pike. So
okay.
we generally see Swift Blinks in the late game, but I guess he just wants the Hurricane Pike against the Monkey King. It does really help in man fights, while Swift Blink is a bit better at just jumping in and killing someone.
Yeah. And net worth wise, he's about 5k ahead of the Monkey King. What does the Monkey King want to go for? It's going to be the Basher after the Butterfly. Does this really help out on the Monkey King?
Yeah, it does. It's not ideal because the clones don't bash.
Yeah.
But in man fights, it's still gonna help him a lot. Especially with the evasion as well. He can actually stand up to the TB. He's not gonna win the man fight.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get completely destroyed. He's just gonna get moderately destroyed. And what more can you hope for against the Terrorblade that is over 6k gold ahead of you?
Even got himself a leveler in his backpack, so if they do end up taking a fight here, V, they're going to be able to go on to... Oh, the arrow comes through, TA2K is going to be able to dodge that one off. As Hayes picks himself up. No, actually, TA picked that one up. I thought Hayes was blinking in to get that on the bottle. But, yeah, TK just picks up the inverse. But, yeah, so he's got that leveler, so he's going to be able to step up onto buildings if they take another good fight. He does have the MKB queued up, so they know the Monkey King has that butterfly. Is this just a buyout here for the fights now that the evasion is up for the Monkey King? Do you just want to be picking this one up and saying, well, buyback or not, we need to be able to hit the Monkey King?
It's better to be a useful Monkey King once than to be a useless Monkey King twice.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that in order to stand a chance in these fights, he needs to be as kitted out as he can possibly be.
Okay, well, I mean, he's still a ways away from the Basher. Dreams leading the line with this tree dance. Oh, did he see TA2K? In fact, he did. There's going to be the physical coming through. That's going to be immediate charge through onto the Bane on the back lines. In fact, Bane, Sonic Wave gets committed to get the kill onto this now as well. So he's just trying to move himself away from the aggro. It looks like there's going to be another rift away. Okay, so once again, Metamorphosis has been used. They did lose the Bane. That was the Fiend's Grip. But now V, they're going to smoke, maybe try and get something on this Metamorphosis before it wears off. The tier 2 tower has already gone down. So what can they get from this? HYDRA are pushing out of the base, only slightly, but they are pushing out.
Radiant are scanning.
Ooh, and TA2K is committing for his MKB. So if he dies without buyback.
Yeah, but they might be able to go onto Blitzy. Blitzy, the damage will be there. It looks like he's going to use the Ghost after Wukong's command comes out. There's going to be a lot of damage coming through onto Hayes. Hayes gets taken down low, but is he going to be able to get the kill? It looks like he's going to be able to get himself away. Can't say the same for Lays. As Antaha, with that borrowed time, with the Photic Shield, the backlines, they are going to be able to get the kill onto Arrow. Do they have the drag back? They do, so they have some good kill potential there on HYDRA.
Such a huge risk to take there. 4v5 like that, trying to burst down an Underlord before he can react.
And like we've talked
Whew.
about, yeah, Underlord is super tanky, over 3k health. What's that? Over 37, 42 armor there as well. With the Ghost Scepter, so you can't right-click him for a few seconds on the Terrorblade as well.
Yeah, and this should be another set of Rex for HYDRA because there is no meta for another full minute. You can have your MKB, but as a melee hero, you just don't do shit. STB. He needs to get the Aghanim shot and upgraded Aghanims ASAP.
Well, let's see what they can do, because there's not going to be a Wukong command for the next 9 seconds, so it looks like HYDRA playing away from this tier 3. The tier 3 did get pretty low, but not enough to finish the job.
Taxi service back to base.
And how's Queen of Pain? It's going to be the nullifier for Hayes. Lays.
He also doesn't have buyback. Oh, this has to be terrifying.
I mean, he's one good kill away from having it though. 500 gold away. So
Also one death away from losing the entire bloody game.
True, true.
Radiant are scanning.
We're gonna find Blizzy again. This is not the target they want.
Arrow actually gets used on a Terrorblade illusion.
You really don't want to walk up high ground unless you can start off the fight by killing a Bane, of course.
Well, walking up high ground and what Spirit Breaker does, I don't consider that walking. That is just
True.
an absolute freight train of a hero here. He's going to be able to charge once again. No, the Pit of Mars comes out, so it's going to stop him in his tracks. Now the strike still connects onto Blizzy. Do have the damage here with the silence. BKB as well as the load sub has been used, so TA2K just trying to move away from the boat. Holding that BKB once again, but Lays just carries on charging through. He's got
So many
himself...
boats.
There is a fleet as the reflection gets used. Ashgold slowed down, charged up, but Dual Scepter stops Lays in his tracks. The arrow will connect now as well. Pit of Mars does come through. They have the damage. Sonic Wave is going to try and push him away, but they might still be able to take down the Spirit Breaker. Not before they get the kill onto Ashgold. And Lays, the buyback comes through from the Kunkka now. TA2K with a Sunder onto Dream. That is just not the hero that they needed to be sundered. X marks the spot. Is there going to be any follow-up? And Monkey King doesn't have the buyback. So you talked about him being useful once, but I don't know if that was the peak usefulness that we could.
He just needed a bash. So unfortunate that TV got off the Sunder there. That was huge. But now even with the kill on the Monkey King, they can't push because it's against Underlord Kunkka. Good luck with that one.
Yeah. At least I suppose you forced out the buyback from the Kunkka. So if you can kill him within the next 7 minutes,
Radiant are scanning.
then you maybe have half a chance.
Yeah, for sure. And TV is gonna have his buyback as well in just 100 gold. Quop has buyback, so that is really nice for V Gaming. It is disconcerting for HYDRA though.
Just a little bit. Arrow flying into the Roche pit. not going to be able to spot anything. Roche, it's still going to be just under 2 minutes before this is back up. Smoke. There, the reveal is going to be there. Haze, they do see them. Or they see at least Haze. Meanwhile, what's Arrow working towards? I mean, we've not really spoke about the support items on either side, really. We know the Bane was going towards the Ags. He's still going towards the Ags.
Invisibility.
I really like the
Very slowly.
Yeah, just he's eventually going to get there if this game goes long enough. But I talked about the Ags on Zayat. I really, really like the Ags on the Grimstroke. Dark Portrait is an incredibly strong spell for the late game. Just being able to use that on the Kunker or the Monkey King to turn that back against them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it is always quite scary.
once again, the lockdown onto the Terrorblade illusions. And these arrows just going to carry on flying through the Roche bit. Do we have an actual charge target? It's going to be onto Zayat once again, sounded up by the Phantom. But Lazy goes in with another strike. He's got that BKB, one more right click. The Sonic Wave finishes the job once again. The Soulbind onto 2. I think he'll be able to do any more damage here. They take down Muka. They even get a courier.
Gotta love these hyper speed charges. I have a feeling those are gonna get nerfed as well in the next patch.
Do you think they're going to put like a max movement speed on him?
Yeah, or just reduce the bonus that you get from talents and aghanims.
Yeah.
Because charging with like 1400 movement speed, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
He has the spider legs as well, which is so good on Spirit Breaker. Like, there is just no way to counterplay. Because even if you see it coming, you cannot use something like Pit of Malice fast enough. Because the cast time is slower than the travel time that it takes Spirit Breaker to charge over the entire bloody map.
And Roche gets started on now, has that Aghanim Blessing. I wonder,
It's
do you...
TB 100. Oh wait, he has it already. Never mind.
Yeah, no, he's they give it to the
Gave it.
Grimstroke, so he doesn't even need to buy this now. He's just gonna have that Dark
Very
Portrait.
nice. Because Antoja somehow managed to farm his own.
I told you. I called it. 20 minutes
Yep.
ago, I called it.
True. I'll take back everything I ever said in my life.
I don't even need an analyst. I can do this job by myself. No,
Mhm.
please don't leave. I would be in deep trouble without an analyst. Immediately retract that statement.
I mean, we're approaching the point in the game where analysis is useless though, because after like 55, 60 minutes, it just becomes chaos. And two teams throwing bodies at each other until one team runs out of buyback.
Speaking about throwing bodies at each
four-man
other,
charge.
it's going to be Lays with that 4-man connect on the charge. He does get that nether strike off, but he's getting pretty low. Can they do any more damage? He do get the kill on Tamuka. And it looks like they just want to get themselves out of that Wukong Saman with the borrowed time for a battling as well. He's going to be fine, yeah. And Lays, this is the big thing as well, that Lays can just TP back and then heal up. And as long as you have a target to charge to, he's going to be back in about 5 seconds in this fight.
I love how that charge plus Nether Strike did 4000 damage. Like back in the day, Spirit Breaker used to be a hero with a lot of disable but very little damage.
Yeah.
And now he's like one of the highest damage offlane heroes in the game. It is a little bit silly.
It's fairly strong. Yeah,
Look at this.
Connects onto Blizzy now again. Blizzy just uses that Ghost Scepter just to try and avoid some of the damage coming out from the Terrorblade. I think he'll be able to do more. He should be able to move on to this tier 3, even with the fortification. The tanky illusions from the Terrorblade should be enough just to keep the pressure onto this tier 3 tower. They want to carry on going. Yeah, they have the attack range as well from Haze. TA just in case he gets dove on. Where's that? The Wukong Command up in 14 seconds.
Should be a tier 3. Oh, the push is so agonizingly slow.
I mean, he talked about it. The cleave from the Conquer, the Firestorm coming through from Blizzy. It takes a long time.
I feel like V Gaming is already waiting for the next Aegis, and they still have the current one.
Yeah, but then they'll have a Refresher Shard and another Aghanim's Blessing, and actually, does
Oh goodness.
is it only Haze? It's only Haze that doesn't have the Aghanim's Blessing.
What a pleb.
He's one of the cool kids, you know. He's not mainstream like the rest of his team.
I guess it's another like 150 pure damage or something on his ulti.
Yeah.
And if he gets to, like with a refresher shot, that would be quite nice as well. But it's mostly, this game is just a Lays show, where he just charges in like an absolute madman. And then with the Grimstroke Inkswell follow-up, it's some good stuff. Meanwhile, Zayat's farming in the enemy jungle, still doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter.
Poor Zayat.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, charge.
Judge?
Gets cancelled.
I mean,
spooky.
they're not to know that Ashgold was pretty much on his own there. You know, you don't know what you're going up on the high ground up against, but he's pretty tanky as well. 4.4k health, a Satanic. So yeah, he does have a lot of survivability. He's going to have the buyback again in 47 seconds. Has the gold to buy back just in case as well.
He is very survivable. He just doesn't do that much. He has some decent disable, but I feel like it's not disable that they're lacking.
Yeah.
They need some like high burst damage to actually kill someone. Or they need to drag out the fight to like 2 minutes so that Underlight can start dealing damage.
Yeah, and level 27 as well, so he is going to be able to get the other side of the talent tree. The -2 second Tidebringer cooldown, if he gets to, once he gets high enough for that, is going to be a massive impact. Being able to throw that up pretty much every, what's that, right click and a half? Every 2 right clicks between on the Tidebringer. Because it's down with the spell prism, it's down to 3.3 seconds. Yeah, so bringing that down even further, that's just going to be a massive amount of bonus damage that the Kunk is going to be able to output in these fights.
It's always so sad though that the creeps you're hitting with Tidebringer tend to die so fast.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw, no, it was with Leonartha when we were casting the other day. There was an Enchantress on the other team, and it was about 30 minutes in, and every time the Kunku came forward with the cleave, the Enchantress just disappeared. But that was like with a Daedalus, with the Silver Edge, you know, putting out a lot of right-click damage. Right.
Yeah, this is not really that kind of game. It would have been really good if he had a bit more damage, because both Grimstroke... I wanted to say both Grimstroke and Abaddon, but Abaddon actually has a lot of HP in this game due to the Aghanims. But Grimstroke is still within one-shot territory.
Yeah.
Or at least like 2/3 HP territory.
I think you're right as well about V just waiting for the next Roche. This Aegis only has 33 seconds left on it.
Like, I truly do not know what they're waiting for. They have a 7-slotted Terrorblade who has a bloody DD rune in his bottle. Like, what more could you want?
An 8-slotted Terrorblade. Gotta get that Moonshard there as well.
And
So,
the Demon Zeal, because that's a great ability on TV to have. That everyone loves and always prioritizes. It's not bad with Satanic though, it's just also not good.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is the Aegis. He does have the gold for the... if he wants to go through from buyback, you know, he does have the gold for the Moon Shard as well as the Ag Shard. Sitting at just over 7k. So the DD will get popped. Where are they trying to go? This charge, who's it connecting onto? It's just going to be onto Blizzy now. Do they come forward? Do they have enough damage? Blizzy's going to be able to use that BKB. But now the strike. Oh, they lose him with that Moonlight Shadow. And it's going to be a trap. If the Fiend's Rip comes out, they're going to be able to take it down. But Lays, does he want to buy back into this? The back lines. Hayes just needs to move himself away, maybe. Yeah, to blink away. So Lays not going to buy back onto this. So it looks like V might just retreat.
V Gaming is so frustrated. They really want to break the base, and you can really tell with plays like that, where someone just charges in onto the tankiest hero on the enemy team and then walks up a high ground. He just wants something to happen. It's like, I just want to feel something.
Cool. We'll eventually, we're getting up to the hour mark, but we'll eventually go back for the Bloodthorn. And We're 5.5 minutes away from the tier 5s. We are entering crazy territory now on the side of both teams, because those tier 5 neutrals, you know, we saw, what was it, the one where the Enchantress picked up the Iron Disc and you just couldn't kill it, because if we take a look at the neutral items, it was just being refreshed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And what else could they look for? The Stygian Desolator wouldn't be too bad for... I mean, what's Terrorblade already got? He's got himself the ninja gear. But the minus armor as well as that extra attack damage. Giant's Ring for Blizzy.
And Force boots are pretty mediocre for anyone except maybe the Spirit Breaker, because it just gives a ton of movement speed.
Yeah. But God, Terrorblade has 10k gold.
Look at Bane. He did it.
He got it. Woo! It only took him just under an hour. Again, no flames. He is the position 5. He's died 9 times. Obviously, committing to the Fiend's grips. Trying to get the control off. So, no flames on Zayat's. And this is just gonna make it. The ward trade coming through. He's got the Pit of Mars here, so Lays gets caught in his tracks.
Why is TA2K not buying a moonshot for himself? Even if you don't care about the attack speed, the night vision is still nice.
Yeah. What does... I mean, it's just going to be... He's going to immediately consume that though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Radiant Scan does come out. Askell going to be chased away by illusions. Azmuka, does he want to try and move on to this? Again, it's still illusions now, so... will be cleaned up from the arrow. They're going to try and take the outpost. TA2K is this bait. The balance strike does connect now. So they want to try and move in. The Pit of Mars comes through. TA2K tries to get himself out with the man style. Will be able to get himself away. Safe.
They didn't even get the outpost.
Shame. Blaze just doing his best to push out this mid lane. Stop the aggression coming through. But this opens up even the smallest window for HYDRA to try and get aggressive, but it's going to be a charge onto Muka now as well. He's going to be... the end is going to come out a little bit earlier, and now the Spirit Breaker will come on the back line. So if he can keep him locked down though enough, it looks like he's maybe just giving this one up with the Wukong Saman coming through, saying, yeah, we don't want to push into this borrow time. It actually might be the pushback onto Antahad to get the kill. As the Dark Portrait even needs to move himself out. Inkswell, the chase out, the Phantom for the silence. Yeah, Lays just once again pushing that one. So yeah, Lays didn't overcommit. Didn't want to go through. When the Pit of Mars was down, the Wukong Saman rings were down, and he only really lost the Abaddon. The Abaddon has that buyback as well, if you need it. Roche. There it is. So they forced that out at least.
I love how Blizzy went for a refresher web as well. He doesn't know what to buy, so he's like, oh, I'll just get 2 Hexes, 2 BKBs, 2 Shivas, 2 Pits of Malice, and just a back and forth trip with Dark Rift.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you've got somewhere to jump back to, you can always jump out, heal, and jump back into the fight. It'd take 20 seconds or so I don't know if the fight would carry on going. But, in theory... was that charge going to connect onto Blizzy? Does a lot of damage, and Nullifier comes out now as well. The BKB, now the strike, the right click damage, Sonic Wave, even Haze. He's going to be able to get that kill onto Blizzy with the Hex. If the Fiend's comes out, it's going to be onto the Spirit Breaker. This might be a good trade here. If he can force... well, it's Wukong Samans, it's Fiend's Grips, it's the boat fleet. Now the buyback comes out, and it looks like they want to carry on chasing with this Metamorphosis only just being used. Blizzy's going to TP back into this. Refresher was used on the Monkey King, so he's going to have another Wukong Command, and Lays.
Are you kidding me?
Only a little bit, as it looks like the Wukong Command, so they bait this one out. They're going to be able to move themselves away from this. TA2K just TPs himself out.
And what a ridiculous torrent. Somehow timing it to... I mean, he wasn't intending to hit the Spirit Breaker, he just accidentally hit like a 1600 movement speed Spirit Breaker with a torrent right on the edge. And it looks like TA2K actually bought himself a refresher web and is now queuing up a rapier. So he's like, I'm tired of all of this. I just want to deal damage.
Yeah, go big or go home. But smoke inside the pit, so the soulbind comes out. No one's going to get super close, as it looks like the reflections as well onto Anta. Do they have the stun lock? Enough damage now as well, so they are going to be able to take down Asgold. And
It's the second meta used. Let's see what they can do with this. I don't think Roche is even that important anymore. Because people are running out of slots for ages.
yeah, I guess this is just a bait to draw both teams in, right? That, like I say, even if it's not super important, it's an objective that if HYDRA can keep V out of the base long enough, this mid lane will push in. If V can take this Aegis, then they potentially have what they need to get the high ground push.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like we've been looking at the same area for the past 10 minutes.
Just
And this Roche is up, but they're already waiting for the next Roche.
just take a look at what item the Queen of Pain has in that neutral slot. T8-2K, the BKB is going to be used now as well. Blizzy is going to be a massive Wukong command, and I mean that in the area-wise. The Fiend's Grip does come out terribly, going to be locked down inside that Wukong command backline, so I think we're able to take down Anta. Borrowed Time comes out once again. T8-2K is super tanky, and he was able to survive through that now. And Haze, well, the charge, he's going to be actually pushed back into the arrow with the tidal wave now, so Haze has to buy back. He has that cheese available, no borrowed times. That's going to be the death of Antaha. Antaha is dead, no buyback, 116 seconds. What are they about
There
to
is
do?
no meta.
No.
There is just a single Terror Wave.
They could come through though. The charge actually connects onto Blizzy. Again, the tankiest hero in the game. The Nullifier comes out, but the BKBs have all been used. The Torrent Storm not going to be enough. It does actually connect onto TA2K. Asgold with his own BKB. The arrow, the illusion didn't tank that one, and so Asgold has that refresher. Going to be able to go with the boat fleet once again. That Torrent Storm if he wants to pop it out once again, but it's going to be the push away. Terrorblade lifted up into the earth. Do they have the immense to keep him away from danger? As he gets the Sunder off, that's going to be the death of the Grimstroke. Grimstroke has the buyback if he wants to get back into this fight. TA2K, that's going to be the Abyssal Blade, I think, here for the Monkey King, right on top of the death of the Terrorblade. So he buys back in. Roshan is looking pretty low. He'll set it out onto Laze. Laze is pretty low himself. Doesn't actually have the mana here for anything, as he does get bashed up by the Boundless Strike. Lincoln Sphere popped on Haze. Haze, can he survive through this? Haze needs to get himself away with that BKB going. It looks like the Monkey King doing a lot of damage. The Torrent once again with the Tide as well. T2K, he's going to be able to right click down the Monkey King. Monkey King can buy back into this Asgold. He's already used that by, I'm pretty sure, 5.5 minutes without it. So Asgold will be dead. 125 seconds. Now they're going to change targets. Marana. He'll scepter onto himself. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this? No leaps available. 3 heroes dead. 1 buyback used here.
Ooh, DD Rune spawning. That is insane. Do they go for Roche?
I mean, he's low enough.
Yeah,
It's
it
going
is
to take
very
them all
low.
5 seconds to finish off. Yeah. In fact, I don't even think it was 5 seconds. And meanwhile, this is going on. The illusions here for the Terrorblade pushing out this mid lane to make sure that once they get back into lane, they can just go straight for the racks. DD has been picked up. TA2K, does he want to swap in the leveler?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Is there a,
Straight up to the throne they run.
yeah.
These towers just absolutely disappear.
They know that at least one hero is
BKB
without
pot by
buyback.
Dream.
Oh no. Oh, that's not good. That's down now. It's for the next 67 seconds. And TA2K, he's just hanging around the edge of this. They are going to go back for the racks, but he's just going to be able to step up again onto this
How
tier
do they
4
stop
tower.
this?
I don't think they do. The Wukong command's going to be wearing off. Great charge onto the backlines, coming through Blizzy onto Zayats now as well. So it looks like they're going to be able to do the Sonic Wave damage. This is Fiend's Grip. Is it going to be enough? It's not. And V, it took them 63 minutes and 30 seconds, 36 kills to 30, and a 35k net worth lead, but eventually they take the series 2-0.
Man, what a game. I wasn't expecting this game to go on for so long, and at some point in the past 10 minutes I was convinced that HYDRA was gonna take it, because V-Gaming kept trying to force it, but then they couldn't find any heroes and they kept losing Lays, and I believe Antoja died a few times, and then they suddenly took a few good fights again, and this TV was just unstoppable.
Yeah,
Phew.
that is the best game I think I've seen from both teams in all of the games we've watched so far, including these two teams. This has just been a really impressive back and forth, and HYDRA just couldn't close it out at the end, which I mean, it was buybacks for buyback for buyback in that last fight, so that could have gone either way. And like you say, V just a lot more impressive coming into this, and that means they are 3-1. They are top of the table. With HYDRA, with CIS Rejects. And those are the three teams I expected to go up into. I know only two can go up, but out of the entire lineup, those are the three teams I'm more than likely focusing on, saying that two of them are going to make the push to Division 1. So, V, take this victory here, 2-0, unfortunately, for the side of HYDRA. They just couldn't hang on in the second game. And that's going to close out the day, guys. Thank you for tuning in, Wingblade. I'm glad to have you back as well. I enjoyed the cast with Leon Arthur, but you know, we get this. We get the Eastern European Dota, right? You know, it's something that we've watched for a while now. So being able to look at these teams and how far they've progressed through the D2CL and where they're going for, you know, it's always nice to get that little bit of extra knowledge. And
for sure, it's like our baby.
Exactly. And we will be back on Sunday. Yeah.
I think so.
Sunday, yeah. So we get tomorrow off. We'll be back Sunday, Monday before the Christmas break. So, guys, make sure you tune in on Sunday where we come back for the next Division 2 series. But for now, we are going to be giving it the old goodbye, and we'll see you when we go live on Sunday.